America's Body Shop. It's a sprawling and growing campus in the heart of West Central Phoenix, Grand Canyon University. But school officials want this to be more than physical growth.
But if you can imagine 800 students from this neighborhood on full tuition scholarships with a 100% graduation rate, that breaks the cycle of poverty in every single one of those families.
And with a new emphasis on engineering and tech, the school hopes to draw in the business to give those students good, high-paying jobs.
If we can convince them that Grand Canyon is going to grow to 30,000 students, 70% of them studying in science, technology, engineering, math, or business, and not only will you incent companies to want to move to Arizona, but you'll incent them to want to move to this part of the city.
Tonight, a closer look at the once quiet campus hoping to become an economic powerhouse on Politics Unplugged.
Good evening, I'm political editor Dennis Welch, and this is Politics Unplugged, and joining us for this special Thanksgiving edition is Brian Mueller, the president of Grand Canyon University. I want to thank you very much for being here. Obviously, a whole lot going on the campus. It seems that every time I drive by there's always some sort of crane or some sort of construction equipment going on out there. What kind of projects you got in the works right now?
Lots of projects. In fact, somebody recommended that we change our name from the antelopes to the cranes when we had 5 cranes on campus a couple months ago. But no, lots of stuff's going on. This is our biggest building year that we've had so far. We've about $180 million worth of infrastructure that's put in place, a new science, technology, engineering, math building, 3 new dormitories, new athletic facilities. This has been a big building year.
So how much space do you occupy now? I know there's the campus there. There's a campus out in Mesa, I believe.
We never did start that campus in Mesa because we can't stop the growth at our campus in Phoenix. We started out with about 100 acres, and today we're at just under 300 acres. And in the next 4 years, our plan is to grow to 400 acres.
Wow, 400 acres in just a few years. And what kinds of new projects are you seeing beyond that?
Well, a lot of the heavy lifting is done. You know, we've got most of the library and the student union and the eating facilities, the athletic facilities, those things are almost all in. What we're adding now is just classrooms and residence halls as we grow. We're about just under 18,000 students today, and we're going to grow to somewhere between 25 and 30,000 students. And so we need to add the residence halls and classrooms, laboratories to meet that demand.
Now, I know that in that area, the growth, there's always seems to be some convergence out there. I know some neighbors are probably not too pleased with some of the growth. I'm not saying all of them, but there are probably some unhappy ones out there. How do you guys meet that challenge?
Well, you know, it started that way, but what's happened in the last 4 years has been absolutely tremendous. We put a 5-point plan in place to transform this neighborhood and make it a middle-class neighborhood again, which it was in the 60s and the 70s. Housing values are up in our neighborhood 30%. Crime is down 30%. We're making millions of dollars of investment in the public school system. And so the relationship with the neighborhood has gotten very, very strong.
Yeah, and a lot of students are pretty much involved in the neighborhood, and I know the school is very much involved with the local police department out there. Speak a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have this part of this 5-point plan is safety. We have our own police department on our campus. Our campus is very safe. But that takes the pressure off the City of Phoenix Police having to be involved in our campus. We put $1 million into a program 3 years ago to put undercover cops on the streets, and it's had an amazing impact. Crime is down 30%. In our neighborhood. So when you think about crime being down 30%, housing values being up 30%, there's a rallying point in that neighborhood, and people are wanting to move there to be part of it.
And I know some of the students out there are working with children in the area as well.
Literally hundreds of projects, hundreds of projects that go on every week and every month. The most exciting thing about Grand Canyon is how our students have embraced this process. What could have been looked on as a negative, you know, a beautiful university with a brand new campus, but in a neighborhood that was really struggling, that's actually becoming part of our brand. It's becoming part of who we are. There are actually students selecting Grand Canyon because of the Christian mission of the institution to get hugely involved in this neighborhood and be part of a transition.
Yeah, and what's the biggest thing you've learned about this growth and working with the community out there? Because as you were saying at the very beginning of this, when you guys did start expanding, there was a little bit of some unease there in the neighborhood.
You know, our neighborhood's a neighborhood of immigrants. They come from Africa, they come from Central America, and they come from Mexico. And America has always been about harnessing the unbelievable energy and passion in immigrant neighborhoods. That's what we have here. We don't have welfare in our neighborhood. We have immigrants who are really hungry. And so if you can develop programs that just give them a little bit of a hand up, jobs, education, they will respond to it in a huge way. And some of the things that we're seeing going on in the public schools are phenomenal.
Okay. And one other thing, this is a political show. I do got to ask you about this. You've had a pretty good relationship with the legislature over the past few years. Explain how that's developed, because I know that there's been a little bit of contention with the state universities in the legislature, but it's been kind of an opposite story with you guys.
Yeah, you know, Elliot Pollack did a study 2 years ago, and he looked at our 10-year plan. He looked at what we've done and what we're going to be doing, and he believes that conservatively, Grand Canyon is worth $1.1 billion to the economy in Arizona on an annual basis, which is $11 billion over 10 years. And so the Arizona legislature is now looking at Grand Canyon University and what's happened there, and we're trying to figure out together how to leverage it so that it can really be impactful in Arizona. We're not a state university, we're not an Arizona institution, but we want to be an Arizona institution without being a state university. We're about Arizona, not just educating students in Arizona, but bringing them from California and Colorado and other places to study in our programs and then stay in Arizona to build a workforce. All
right, now one of the really innovative and powerful things that the school does is sponsors what they call the Learning Lounge, and this is basically a tutoring and mentoring program for high school kids. And just recently you added a new component offering scholarships. Political producer Jade Crandall shows us how it's working.
So do you get the option to download it?
It is called the Learning Lounge, a place and a program at Grand Canyon University where Phoenix Union High School students can get free help with schoolwork.
So I began coming here just because I needed extra help on my math classes.
But you might also call it an earning lounge.
At first I didn't think it was possible, just like, oh, full tuition or full getting your school paid for.
Daisy Bautista is one of 100 Learning Lounge students who were just awarded full tuition scholarships to GCU.
They're willing to work very hard. We just need to give them a little bit of a hand up, and the lounge was the first part of it. The scholarship program's the second part of it.
President Brian Mueller says they not only wanted to show students what is possible, they wanted to make it possible.
A lot of students want to go to college, and they have great GPAs, they're bright students, but there's this financial aspect that holds them back a little bit.
It was always in the back of my mind a worry.
To earn the scholarship, students must attend 100 hours in the Learning Lounge, have a 3.5 GPA, be recommended by one of the tutors, or leads as they are known, and then also give time back once they are in school.
Give you like a brief explanation.
Genesis Lopez, a former Learning Lounge student herself, says giving back is the easiest part.
I just seen the tremendous impact it had in my life, and I want to do the same for the students that are going to come in here.
And in fact, Mueller says the whole program is an easy way to earn an education and change lives at the same time.
If you can imagine 800 students from this neighborhood on full tuition scholarships with a 100% graduation rate, that breaks the cycle of poverty in every single one of those families.
It gave me opportunity to be in a university, something that I wouldn't have thought possible.
For Politics Unplugged, I'm political producer Jay Crandall.
This is actually a program that you're trying to grow and reach out and nurture for other schools, correct?
Yeah, you know, we started with 20 of our students and some students at Alhambra High School. The thing has just exploded. We now have 1,000 of our students who are providing tutoring services, and we've expanded it from Alhambra to North High School, Franklin High School, Washington, and Bourgade, all schools in our neighborhood.
Now, how important is this tutoring for, I mean, it's got to be important for all students, but especially for students in this neighborhood?
It's important because a lot of these kids have parents who love them, but they haven't graduated from 8th grade. They can't help them. And so between 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock, we want to provide them an environment where they can come and get mentored and tutored by a college student who will be there for them consistently during the entire year. Alhambra has been unbelievable in terms of what's happened. They went from a D- school to a B school. They went from 417 graduates to 547 graduates. They lead the Phoenix Union School District in scores on math, writing, and reading. It's been an incredible renaissance, and the faculty over there is tremendous. They work extremely hard. our students are just giving them just a little bit extra help.
Now, what's the next step for this? Are you guys going to be reaching out to even younger students, other schools?
We opened up on Saturdays from 10 o'clock to 6:30, and the people from the neighborhood are bringing their elementary school kids, and our kids are showing up to help them. But we've also formed a group of 16 principals in the West Valley that want to think about how we're going to work together. This is private schools, charter schools, and public schools, how we can work together to lift the educational levels of the entire area and not compete against each other.
All right. Well, we're going to have to take a quick break, but we'll be right back because we do have lots more to come on Politics Unplugged. Up next, the high-tech side of GCU. With a new STEM building and a new emphasis on the jobs of the future, the school is hoping to become an economic engine for students themselves and the Valley as a whole.
It unlocks so many careers for people. It unlocks so much potential in the area of innovation and creativity and new inventions, things that extend prosperity to greater parts of the population.
More on the jobs and education of the future still ahead on Politics Unplugged.
Join 3TV and Fry's Food Stores in bringing hope to the table this holiday season.
Now through December 31st, you can make a donation at any Fry's Food Store.
Let's give all Arizona families a full and hopeful holiday.
From Fry's Food Stores and 3TV.
Every year, thousands of Christmas angel tags are taken from trees and never returned. But you can help. Now through December 9th, donate a new unwrapped toy at any Phoenix fire station to make sure no child is forgotten. Sponsored by 99 cents only stores and only from 3TV.
It's Black Friday here at American Furniture Warehouse, and you won't believe these incredible deals. We have the largest in-stock selection of living room furniture at unbeatable Black Friday prices. Look at this Alliston two-piece sectional available in 3 colors for only $5.98, or this memory foam lounge back for only $98. This San Francisco sofa is available in 2 colors for only $240. So come see us this Black Friday, going on right now.
Am I actually pushing these guys who ran out of gas 6 miles on a lonely highway? Or is this a metaphor for how I'm constantly pushing myself to make a tastier sandwich? Like my new Pepper Jack Ranch Spicy Chicken Sandwich with spicy pepper jack cheese, spicy ranch, and spicy all-white meat chicken. But judging from the 3rd-degree sunburn and the fact that I can't feel my legs, I'd say I'm actually pushing this car. There's got to be a better way to get new customers. The Pepper Jack Ranch Spicy Chicken Sandwich. Taste it before it's gone.
Yep, I'm lost. Every TV doctor knows when preparing for surgery, use an overpronounced washing technique for dramatic effect. They also know you need to get your annual checkup.
Now prepare for your checkup with one touch using the MyCigna app, where you can find a doctor in your plan's network to save money, manage your health, and more. Need to be thorough. Cigna, together all the way.
Thunder Dan Mullen for Emergency Chiropractic. In sports, everybody talks about the MVP, or most valuable player. But at Emergency Chiropractic, if you've been injured in an auto accident, our top-notch team will treat you as our most valuable patient. Our doctors and staff will treat you with no deductibles, no copays, and no out-of-pocket costs. Don't suffer. The Emergency Chiropractic team will get you back in the game.
Emergency Chiropractic, the kind of care you want today.
Buckle up.
And welcome back to Politics Unplugged. President Brian Mueller from Grand Canyon University stays with us. Now, Grand Canyon really has been known as a school for nursing and hospitality, but you guys are really making a big jump and focusing on STEM courses. Why?
Because that's where the jobs are going to be. You know, the Arizona loses out to other states all the time because we don't have enough educational infrastructure to produce the number of engineers, computer scientists, information technologists that give companies the confidence they'll have the workforce necessary. Our state university system does a great job, but as a private university, we can add tremendously to that.
Now, from the students that come from Arizona who stay in state to go attend your university, what kinds of STEM skills are you seeing being produced from our K-12 system? Are they good? Are they bad? Are they above average? Where's it at?
It's all over the board. Like most states, we don't have kind of a unified one approach to STEM education, K-12. We have a lot of different ones. Some of them are very good. Some of them aren't as good. So we have a wide variety of kids coming to us. We created a STEM Pathways program a couple of years ago, which allows any student in schools that are associated with that program, if they finish their sophomore year with a 3.25 GPA or higher, to enter into a STEM Pathways program and get 32 college credits for free, leading to any STEM potential program. So we're trying to work with schools to create programs that get kids even better prepared to enter college and be able to graduate in 3 or 4 years.
I'm going to say, what's the market demanding out there? Because obviously the end goal of any higher education is a job at the end. What is the market saying about STEM graduates, and what's the need?
Well, depending upon what you read and what you trust, there's a number out there that a lot of people agree to. 1.2 million jobs will go vacant by the year 2018 because we don't have the number of engineers, computer scientists, information technologists to fill them.
Yeah, and I also understand, too, you've talked a little bit, or there's been a lot of talk about getting more women involved in STEM courses. Explain a little bit about that.
We're working very hard at that. You know, and most of it has to do with math. We're trying to put in place programs early on in public schools to get kids excited and interested in math. We want to combine coding with that, but we want to get girls especially involved in those programs so that when they get to college, they'll have the confidence that they can earn an electrical engineering degree.
And what types of industries do you work closely with and to develop this kind of program?
We've got 11 advisory boards and almost 200 companies represented on those advisory boards. And they come from manufacturing, they come from high tech, they come from the variety of business industries that we have in Arizona. So almost all of them are representative because in some sense all companies have engineering and technology needs.
Now, I would imagine that those industries are pretty much involved in developing curriculum then for the school. Explain a little bit how heavy-handed they are or light-handed they are in that.
Very heavy-handed, and they should be.
Well, yeah, they're telling you what they need.
Yeah, it's great to have 100 years of tradition in engineering. But in some ways it's not. In some ways it's good because things are changing so fast. That's why those advisory boards are so important to us. So when we build a program and we build curriculum, we've got 200 companies that are helping us with what needs to be in there so we can produce the kind of people that they will want to hire.
So someone watching this right now, their kid's junior, senior in high school, what kinds of STEM-related jobs are out there that they should be looking at that they can make a decent living or an excellent living at?
Well, there's lots of them, but one of the things that has come up recently that we've created a program quickly to satisfy is cybersecurity.
I noticed even the Army is now promoting that and advertising that. Join the Army, we'll teach you how to be kind of a cyber warrior now.
It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing, and so we've got a baccalaureate program. We're preparing a master's degree program, and we want to get as many students involved in that as possible because they are going to be good-paying jobs.
Yeah, and I would imagine there's a lot of interest in that. I mean, especially now we're in the middle of a heated presidential election, and WikiLeaks is all part of that. A lot of people are talking about hacked emails and cybersecurity right now.
A company's security, even our nation's security, is at risk if we don't develop this as an expertise, and so there's literally going to be thousands of jobs, and we hope to become a hotbed of area where we're producing people who can take those jobs on.
Now, is the state, with all the schools, your school included, are they meeting the needs of industry, especially when it comes to engineers and stuff like that?
We have a great university system, tremendous programs at ASU and U of A and NAU. We have good programs at the community college level. But if you look at Texas, they've got 40 private universities. If you look at California, they've got 70 private universities. We just don't have a history of private universities in Arizona, and so one of the reasons Grand Canyon is growing so fast is because there just hasn't been something here. And so we're helping supplement that, and we really hope that other universities move in too, because we're doing a good job, but I would say we're not doing a great job.
What needs to happen to do a great job in that? I mean, how many more students are we talking about, or what's the issue here?
It's number of students, number of places. Engineering school programs like engineering are very laboratory focused, intensive. They're very faculty intensive, and so you can't have large classes. You need to have classes of 15 to 25 in engineering programs. So you got to develop faculty, you got to develop resources, and there's a lot of engineering programs in the country, but there aren't a lot of engineering programs that are scalable. that can teach thousands. I would tell you that most people would say that we need to double the number of the output that we have in terms of engineers.
Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot. Now let's get back to, we talked a little bit about nursing here, in this segment. You guys were known for nursing out there. What kind of learning options and options are still out there for those types of students right now?
Nursing program is very strong. It's very big. I mean, we produce more than twice the number of nurses any other university in the country are in the state, and so it's very competitive. There's a nursing shortage. There's a nursing shortage in our area.
I was going to bring that up, yeah.
But my strong encouragement to students is to get very serious about the sciences. A lot of times people think about nursing as a caring profession, which it is, but the reality is the difference between pre-med and nursing is not much in terms of academic rigor in the sciences. And so my recommendation is if you want that career, and it's a great career, get started in high school and get very serious about all the sciences.
Well, that is one of the more skilled jobs out there, is to be a nurse, because at the end of the day, you got to learn those sciences. You got to learn about care. Probably also got to learn a lot of administrative stuff.
It's a very exacting science. It's a very exacting occupation. And so it's very competitive to get into it. On the other hand, nurses are coming out of college and they're making $70,000, $80,000 a year with overtime. So it can be very rewarding. Yeah. We want to get as many kids in Arizona involved in the nursing program as we can.
And there's also the hands-on hospitality program. Explain what kinds of jobs that they can get coming out of that.
Well, this is hospitality. Arizona is hospitality. The options are everywhere. NEU has a good program, but we wanted to create one right here in the heart of Phoenix, and it's in the Colangelo School of Business, which is important and good. And we started out, we bought and renovated a hotel, a golf course, 2 restaurants, and so we're trying to create as much infrastructure as we can so those students get hands-on experience as soon as they start. And
you brought up Jerry Colangelo. Now, he still teach out there a class on sports management and whatnot? And
he doesn't teach an actual class, but he's on campus all the time. He's on campus at least once a week. He guest lectures in classrooms. He brings a lot of people from all over the world in. Our students hang on every word he says. And just to get the kinds of people that he's been associated with his whole life onto our campus speaking to our students is a big deal.
All right, we're going to take another break, but we got lots more to talk about with the president, Brian Mueller from Grand Canyon University. A closer look at what makes this university different, how it is trying to overcome ideas about for-profit schools, and a look at what the future might hold just ahead.
Diamonds, the jewelry exchange, has thousands of GIA diamonds guaranteed the lowest price. Certified 2-carat solitaires, $59.90. 2-carat rings and studs are $39.90. And certified 3-carat rings, $7,900. Plus no interest for 12 months. The Jewelry Exchange in Phoenix.
Now, how's that thing supposed to convince anyone to buy a car?
It's just full of hot air and doesn't say much.
Like the labels you see on a lot of chicken packaging.
The ones that say raised without antibiotics. That's just a trick to get you to pay more money.
Fact is, by federal law, all chickens must be clear of antibiotics before they leave the farm.
It's a marketing gimmick, like Mr. Floppy Arms here. Though I must say, he is somewhat hypnotic.
Don't fall for the hype, Dale. Dale?
Fresh, delicious chicken from Sanderson Farms.
Having a baby takes a lot of preparation.
And since we have movie nights whenever he falls asleep, we decided to switch to Cox and get Contour TV. We also got high-speed internet, so our families can see the baby anytime. Say hi.
Get the new Contour and Cox high-speed internet with 50 megabits per second for just $89.99 a month. Free Pro install and HD receiver included.
And since we have unlimited nationwide calling, we can call Mom anytime for advice.
Switch to get free unlimited nationwide and international calling to over 30 countries, 50 megabits per second internet, and over 50,000 on-demand titles. No contract for just $89.99 a month.
Cox gave us all this without a contract, just in case we need to plan for more.
Already?
Get 50 megabits per second internet, the new Contour, and free international calling to Mexico and other countries. No contract for just $89.99 a month with free Pro install and HD receiver included. Switch today.
Get a daily dose of the doctors online. Go to azfamily.com and click on the doctors button to watch today's daily feature. Brought to you by the Arizona Vein and Vascular Center.
most magical time of the year is also the perfect time to take home a new Honda, KBB.com's best value brand. Hurry in to the Happy Honda Day sales event and discover the Civic, Fit, and HR-V right now at your Honda dealer.
Welcome back to Politics Unplugged. We have more with Grand Canyon University President Brian Mueller, and we talked a little bit about some of the stigmas about for-profit universities out there, and that's something you've had to deal with for quite a while. Explain that.
You know, 8 years ago when we came to Grand Canyon, it was $20 million in debt, 95 acres, dusty, dirty, 900 students. It was going to go down. Our only option was the public markets. Grand Canyon had graduated nurses and teachers, and God bless them, I was a teacher. They don't make millions to give back. There was no place to go to get money. So we went to the public markets. The public market offering was successful. We brought the money back. We put it to work, and it's been an incredible success. Without the public markets, we would have never been able to accomplish that. Now, what's the key? The key is to balance the interests of all the constituents in running a public company to do it the right way. I believe in the free market system, but when we look at it, we talk about students being first, 1A, and then faculty and staff, and then we put our neighborhood in there as the third important constituent, and the fourth is our investors. If we provide very high quality education, if we provide it at very low cost, if it's at no expense to the taxpayer, if our investors get a reasonable return as a result of putting their money at risk and helping us create the university, we think that represents the best of what a public company can be. I'll give you two examples. We haven't raised tuition in 8 years. If we'd go out tomorrow and announce we're going to raise tuition 3% in the next 3 years, our stock would go up, but we're not going to do it.
It's a lot different than ASU.
And they do a great job over there, and they've got their own struggles. But so that's one example. We've invested $900 million in the campus in 6 years. Now, that's more than we've made in after-tax profits.
Sure.
Which is really important. So we think we're doing the right thing by balancing those four needs.
Now, somebody going there, thinking about going there, are they going to be paying more or less than they would be going to a state school?
It's for state universities across the country, it's very similar. Our rack rate tuition is $16,500 a year. Our admissions requirements start at 3.0. Our academic scholarships start at 3.0, so 95% of our students are on some kind of academic scholarship. The important number is $8,300. The average student pays $8,300 after institutional aid. 70% of our students are graduating in less than 4 years. So when you think about that as a value proposition, it's an extremely strong value proposition.
And you're going to be able to continue in the future keeping tuition at, around that rate?
Yes. Yes, we're very determined not to raise tuition. We haven't done it for 8 years, and we're very determined to keep getting better and more efficient at what we do so that we don't have to.
So where's the school going to be in 10 years?
In 10 years, you know, we're going to have about 30,000 students on a 400-acre campus in West Phoenix. We've gone from 3 colleges to 9 colleges, over 220 programs now. I'm sure we'll have at least 300 academic programs.
And how is sports helping? Because you've put a lot of emphasis on upping the profile for especially the basketball team. You've hired Dan Marley out there to coach the team. That created quite the buzz. And in one more year, you were telling me right before the show, you'll be eligible for the NCAA. How does that help?
Performance helps in a lot of ways. You know, we talk about performance being music, theater, dance, debate, athletics. Those are very vibrant areas of our campus. We have 21 Division I athletic programs. We want to be in the top 25 in all of those. And the best way to bring some awareness is men's basketball. You get in a tournament, and that's a tremendous. Now, the powerful combination of Mr. Colangelo and Dan Marley in the Phoenix market is about as strong as you can get. So we're very fortunate for them to be leading our program.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for stopping by. That is all the time we have for Politics Unplugged tonight. Be sure to join us next week for more Politics Unplugged. Good night.